Hello, my name is Donna Ockenden and I am the founder of and a volunteer with the Four Streets Project in Chichester. So how did the Four Streets Project start? I moved right to the centre of Chichester with my two daughters in 2016. By living in the city centre and walking home from the train station at night after a day working in London, I could see that there was a homelessness problem in our city. Doorway after doorway was filled with men and women settling down in sleeping bags for the night. One night, two young men shouted out to me, "Can you help us? We're really hungry." I couldn't walk home knowing that there were hungry people on our streets. So that night we shared our family meal with the young men on the streets, and we did that throughout 2016. My daughters and I would deliver evening meals on our own plates and collect them later for washing up when the homeless people had eaten. So what happened next? By the beginning of 2017, it was clear the problem was not going away. The numbers of homeless people on our streets was increasing. I contacted as many friends and neighbours as I could to ask them to help, and in January 2017, I set up the Four Streets Project. So why are we called the Four Streets Project? Those of you who know Chichester will know that there are four main streets: North, South, East and West. We are now a charity with about 35 local volunteers, and our work is focused on the needs of hungry, vulnerable and homeless people on the four main streets of Chichester, hence the name. Any money and any donations we received is used for caring for local people living in Chichester. We are entirely volunteer-led. We have no paid employees. It is no one's job to work at the Four Streets Project. Everything we do is because we want to do it and because we care. We know that there are many reasons why someone becomes homeless, and we show kindness and respect to everyone we meet. It doesn't matter what has happened to them or why they become homeless, the Four Streets Project will always try and help them. So how has the COVID-19 pandemic changed what we do? Before COVID, 2 or 3 volunteers would go out on the streets of Chichester every night, 365 nights a year. We would provide food, soup and water, usually donated from local businesses or schools. By February last year, as the news about COVID was becoming very concerning, and with the safety of our volunteers and the homeless people in mind, we changed the way we operated. From early March, we held a COVID-safe, socially distanced takeaway supper club at St Pancras Church. In early July, we moved our home again to St Paul's Church. Both of these churches have helped the homeless and hungry in Chichester for a very long time, and our homeless and hungry people knew them and were happy to come and meet us there. During COVID, most of our free food supplies rescued from businesses came to an end, and we needed to buy food on a daily basis. Also during COVID, the government made arrangements for everyone on the streets to have a roof over their heads. We worked together with the city and district councils, the churches and other charities to ensure everyone who was hungry was fed. The Four Streets Project provided dinner for sometimes up to 30 people a night during the first wave of COVID. We never missed a night. In the second wave of COVID from January onwards, our volunteers were particularly affected either by COVID itself or the need to self-isolate. It became more and more difficult to cover our nightly rota. In the short term, we are providing people with Greggs vouchers to enable them to buy an evening meal. So what will the Four Streets Project do in the future? We are currently making plans to reopen our supper clubs once again. We know that our country and Chichester itself has had a very difficult time during the COVID pandemic, and it will take time to recover. At the Four Streets Project, we know that there will be an important role for us, still helping homeless, hungry and vulnerable local people, now and in the future. We will ensure we are here, based locally in Chichester, caring for local people for as long as we are needed. How can I find out more about the Four Streets Project and how can I help? You can find out more about us and how to help us on our website, on Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you for listening.